Ever wake up, pick up your phone, and bam, the first thing you see is another headline about the LGBT community? This celebrity is transphobic, that politician is anti this pro that. The LGBT are making the frogs gay. It's like a morning dose of outrage with your coffee. Meanwhile, there are other pressing issues like the rising number of single mothers in America or the insane cost of living. But who cares about that, right? Let's dive into why this happens, or at least, why I think it does. We've definitely come a long way in terms of LGBT rights. Remember the good old days when anyone who wasn't heterosexual was under constant scrutiny, or worse, at risk of violence? Ah, the nostalgia. But seriously, I'm genuinely proud that people can walk down the street holding hands with their partner and not worry about their safety. Yet somehow, it feels like we've moved beyond acceptance and straight into a full-on indoctrination marathon. Take pride parades, for example. What started as a call for acceptance has morphed into something that often looks more like an audition for a reality show called Who Can Shock the Public the Most? What happened to the space of acceptance? Now, it's more like a public display of hypersexuality and provocation. Instead of associating the LGBT community with peace, love, and tolerance, we're now looking at hypersexualization and provocation. What a turn of events. They have gone from encouraging people to accept themselves and live peacefully to this frenzy where any slight disagreement is met with accusations of transphobia or homophobia. The irony here is golden. Not long ago, LGBT folks were the ones facing intolerance. They couldn't hold hands in public without risking their lives, adopt kids, or get married. So, I totally get why they fought so hard for tolerance. But now that we have it, it's like the roles have reversed. Now, some within the community are quick to silence or attack anyone who dares to disagree because, that's how we build a tolerant society, by shouting down dissenters. If you look at the data, public support for LGBT rights has surged over the last 3 decades. Surprise! This isn't just because younger generations are more open-minded. It's actually a cultural shift across all ages. Increased visibility and media representation have played a huge part. Now, every show has at least one LGBT character like it's a mandatory requirement. And when one side goes to the extreme, so does the other side. Both sides seem determined to outdo each other in their portrayal of extremes. The right tries to discredit every single point supporting the LGBT community, like it's their full-time job. And the left? They're ready to slap a bigot label on anyone who blinks the wrong way. And both sides aren't afraid to use violence either. Matt Walsh's What is a Woman documentary, for example, parades the most extreme, outlandish viewpoints to make the whole LGBT community look like it's run by lunatics who can't say what's women is. It's almost as if they searched for the most absurd representatives on purpose. This endless back and forth is exactly what we have been warned against. When we argue endlessly, nobody wins. We just stir up resentment and further entrench our positions. Instead, wouldn't it be better to show through our actions what we stand for? How about demonstrating tolerance and acceptance through how we live rather than yelling it from the rooftops? The constant exchange of insults only pushes us further apart. We end up with these extreme depictions, over-the-top pride parades on one side and the crazy dismantling of the left. So, what's the solution? Maybe we should try actually talking to each other. Crazy idea, right? Instead of shouting you're wrong or you're transphobic at the first sign of disagreement, why not ask why a few times? Like we're trying to understand each other or something radical like that. I know many people say they do this, but really look, do they try to understand their enemies' viewpoints or just the viewpoints of people who they like? Let's aim for that middle ground where we support people as individuals, not just as part of some soulless group. After all, people are more than just labels, and we need real conversations to bridge our divides. Imagine that. Let's win through our actions. Let's show tolerance by living it, not just by arguing about it.